So first of all, I want to say that my approach is a little bit different from the approach that the majority of people in the field follow. So that most of the people are trying to first answer the question, what is the mechanism of aging? And since everything is changing as we age, so they easily find some cool phenotype, and they start following it. But without a general framework, this unfortunately didn't succeed yet. If we ask different people working in the field what is aging, they all give different answers. So and there is no definition, no scientific definition. We know, of course, there is old grandma going in the street. Something bad happens with people as they age. But what exactly happened and why, we don't know. So we are in the same position as like infection disease biology was before Pasteur. So that people knew that people get infected, get sick, sometimes they die, some usually recover, but what happens, we don't know. And same thing is now with aging. And instead of trying to find first the mechanism, I'm first trying to answer the basal question, what aging is. And I believe the right approach to it is evolutionary logic, that our bodies evolved to propagate the genes, actually, right? And the everything that we have in our bodies is committed to this goal. So, and aging in this respect is evolutionary paradox, but because the why death can be good for propagating genes. Strange, right? So the ideas that we are working on is about infectious diseases. So if we ask ourselves, where do we have adaptive death that would be sort of agreed and accepted by scientific community, we find that in bacteria and in some unicellular organisms, there are adaptive death programs that are activated in response to virus infections. If a bacteria is infected with a phage, a virus, it tries to kill itself and save the neighbors, because neighbors are probably its relatives. So, and this is a very well studied, well accepted part of the bacterial immune response. And phages are trying to inhibit it. Bacteria is trying to overcome this phage inhibition, try to kill itself in a different way that phage do not know. So this is a typical, evolutionary arms race between host and the pathogen. So, and idea is that in the context of infectious diseases, sometimes death can be good. But now we need to come to aging. Why do we want to die even in the absence of disease? Because of course, if we put mice in a like sterile compartment, no disease there, they will all age. And this is my main conceptual contribution so far. So that if we have a disease that is sort of sterilizing, the animals cannot reproduce, like in human population, such diseases are sexually transmitted diseases, some syphilis, gonorrhea, patients cannot produce babies. At the same time, they don't die. Often their life isn't much shorter, but they can infect their neighbors. From evolutionary point of view, if an individual cannot reproduce, it's basically dead, because it will anyway die by some reason, but the lineage will be lost. But in case of this infection epidemiological model or individual, they are actually detrimental for their own lineage, because they can infect their relatives. And then for evolution might be good to remove these infected individuals. But the question now is how to recognize who are good to remove and who are good to stay. And this is not a trivial thing, because unlike in bacteria, almost every phage will behave badly. So it will kill at some point, and there is no no escape to pure bacteria. But in us, we have a much more sophisticated, much more advanced immune system that can remove hundreds of the diseases. And how does our immune system discriminate between syphilis and common cold, right? So it would be wasteful to kill ourselves in response to common cold. So, but infection with syphilis probably justifies the sort of adaptive self-killing. So, and the idea is that the immune system sees, okay, we have a new antigen. What should we do? So, idea is that immune system adjusts for the ecological situation, the age when the individual is expected to be infected with this bad disease, and then kills all the individuals after this age prophylactically. Also, of course, other factors are involved because like animals still die from predation, cold, and hunger. So not many animals are surviving to late ages. And maybe for only this fraction of animals that are surviving and they are statistically expected to be infected, aging evolved. But we don't want this little fraction of very old individuals. So, and this idea puts aging in the context of the immune system. Basically, aging, according to this model, is part of the immune system, and gerontology, therefore, should become a part of immunology. And indeed, if we look in mechanistic data, more and more people study the immune system in aging. They find more and more indications that immune system is involved in aging itself, in multiple age-related diseases. Also, the immune system is one of the fastest and most prominent changer. The changes in the immune system are probably the most prominent across all the other tissues and organs. And this all together builds a more or less comprehensive picture. And also, my model can accommodate data that other theories I don't think can explain very well. So, for example, whatever flies live so long, birds, a sparrow is a flying mouse, it lives for 20 years, or small bats can live for 40 years. Also, if we come, and this is not about being being a bird for a sparrow, because if you look at non-flying birds, they live comparable to the mammals of their sizes. So an ostrich lives 60, 70 years. It's more than an Andean condor, biggest flying bird, that lives approximately the same time. So it's about flight. It's not about being a bird. So what are the ecological reasons for extreme longevity in the naked mole rat? Also, other models cannot explain that. We come from the side of the population dynamics. So, in this model, you remember, if we kill ourselves to secure our kin from the infections that we accumulated, we are very dependent on the fact that we predominantly infect our relatives. If we infect our non-relatives, then the other way around, we probably want to live longer and infect them as much as possible, that we will kill them all with our infections and help our kin that still can replicate. Right? And so this viscosity, population viscosity, our interactions it is a very important parameter. And I believe that in birds, and this is an empirical fact, viscosity is 10 times less because they fly so well, move very fast for their sizes, and can penetrate the rivers or mountains that terrestrial mammals cannot penetrate. And that's why the interactions are more promiscuous, more chaotic, and that may drive or reduce selective pressure towards shorter lifespan.